Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. Yes, we had an interesting evening, the way to end the week. There was a lot being said about gold, and we saw how gold was correcting because of profit booking, reaching all kinds of records and all time highs. And we had a whole bunch of analysts coming out saying gold is overbought and the market ran away. Investors have now are going to kind of come to their senses, exit gold, and come back to stocks. And we had a lot of talking heads doing a lot of talking in the US and world over actually. And Anand said, guys, all this is very nice. What are you talking about headwind? But the tailwinds are also pretty strong considering macroeconomically, geopolitically, what is happening. Just because Trump got Israel and Hamas to do kumbaya together doesn't mean everything is over and we're all happy and hunky dory. Then, of course, Trump came and did famously, as Anand says, he bowled the googly or the dusra, and we were all cut unaware. And we went for the flighted ball without seeing the pitch, went down the track, swung wildly all over the place, and Vance, being the wicketkeeper, collected sweetly the ball and took our stumps. And man, were we hurting when we saw gold rebound,
and
going back past 4,000, and Nasdaq dropping by 3%, while individual stocks like NVIDIA dropping by almost 5%, and we're entering some kind of a strange alter universe. So every time we think, we kind of got a grip on what Trump decides to do, he does something totally absurdly wild. We spoke about how he's made friends with Xi Jinping and how TikTok deal is being done and dusted, and how he's a genius. And people were quite upset, some of his fans, that he wasn't getting the Nobel Peace Prize. But now all of that seems to be out the window, and we are back to square one, where another 100% tariff on China has been slapped on. And but of course, we do have the naysayers saying, see, even then, the American economy is robust. I wanted you guys to understand, when Anand explains it, why the American economy is not doing so robust. It's just sitting on one leg. That one leg it's standing on is so-called the AI dream, and that leg is shaking and quivering. And all the people are now wondering who's going to be holding the parcel when the music stops. So, Anand, what do you think?
No, I think what primarily has gone wrong is this. He thought Xi Jinping is going to surrender. He thought Putin will kiss up and make up and he could have a party. But Xi Jinping was in no position to negotiate because they have a long institutional memory and they know what happened at the Plaza Accord.
Yes.
So there was no accord coming. They were only talking, and these guys have an equal
Grip.
rare earth metal supply grip. In fact, when the Chinese minister came here, so one of the things that India was asked to do is they will ensure that rare earth metal does not go to America via India. And they wanted an agreement with the Indian government which prohibited the re-export of rare earth metals.
Hmm.
And the Indian government is considering will definitely agree because most of your two-wheeler EV manufacturers need it. So this is the state with China. So China has said to America, bring on the sanctions. So the sanctions have come,
Hmm.
and from November 1st, it will become even worse. What happened to the TikTok deal, I do not know. But overall, it looks very clearly. It's now Trump has decided to get from the right hand side of the bed to the left hand side of the bed, and he's telling China is a bad boy, and they are going to put 100% tariff on China. China will not bother. China is an autocracy. Its people have no voice. They will allow the RMB to fall, the yuan to fall, and they'll manipulate export market again. Like Bloomberg has been telling us, China is behind the gold problem. They are the largest manufacturers of gold, and they are just piling on gold. They are supporting gold at a very high price.
Correct.
And this will only make sure gold continues to rally because China is now selling dollars and buy from its enormous reserves and selling dollars to buy gold. And when a transaction is required, only for the transaction they are retaining
The
dollars.
dollars, yeah.
So China has abandoned the dollar peg, which is putting enormous pressure on the Americans. Plus, they want to do gold leasing business. They want to do gold storage. They are using the credibility in Hong Kong to use it, though not many people are suggesting trusting the Chinese. The Chinese are not allowed to export gold.
Yes.
So there is
Price is also controlled internally.
prices are controlled internally. So this is very difficult thing. There's plenty of gold in China. So China can decide the direction of the gold market at this point of time. And at this point of time, they are selling their dollars in the reserves and increasing gold, piling gold in the main, in their own reserves.
Increasing their reserves, expanding their reserves. Yeah.
Expanding their gold in their reserves. Russia, after Joe Biden took away a portion of their reserve money, they are also doing it.
Yes.
And China does not want to get with its pants down, so is not allowing America to sanction them.
Correct.
So they are continuing to sell their dollars and buying gold. So this is a very dangerous trend which will make gold go up further. And it is only an asset price inflation. It's not only gold and silver, even iron, copper, everything is going up. Copper dropped recently last week, but copper will also go up. So there is a lot of pressure for the world to meet and restore some financial order. But for the financial order to come, America has to get off the big fat horse and not continue to drive a market like AI, where there's a lot of hype for the AI, but really no demand, commercial demand for it. So if the commercial demand comes, it is the area of customer relations that will suffer immediately and maximum.
Correct. I see. The thing with the AI also, like what Anand was saying, usually what happens in the stock market is prices are at a certain level, which is considered normal. Then the market sees future earnings as a prospect and they take the stocks up. In the AI stocks, what's happened is at the current level, as if they were high, then the market has assumed future earnings are going to come and they've pushed it even higher. And the problem for the Americans is AI is in everything. It's in their ETFs, it's in their index. Wherever you go, you cannot escape AI stocks in your American investment. So this pain when the AI does correct, because it has to correct from this kind of an astounding rate it's gone at, because the earnings are really not there, it's going to be painful for everyone in the American economy.
It is going to be extremely painful for everyone, and there is no way they can abandon gold.
Correct.
So America is in a catch-22 situation. They do not know how to bring down the price of gold without the cooperation of the Chinese and the Russians.
Correct. And the problem is the Americans have played right into the Chinese hands. And the Chinese are holding all the cards. One is the rare earth. They're holding all the rare earth. The other, of course, is the TikTok. And the third prong, which they're really piling on pressure in the AI leg, which they're standing on the American economy. Chinese government telling their domestic users of AI chips to say, no, we will not allow American chips to enter our border. We will not allow you guys to do anything with American chips. If you want anything, create your own internal companies, internal foundries, develop your own chips internally for our own security reasons. We don't want anything outside China. So that has piled on even more pressure on the American chip manufacturers such as NVIDIA and even AMD and Intel, pushing this to an extreme. So what cards does Trump really have to play when it comes to the Chinese? We'll have to wait and watch. Tariff is one. But the problem with the tariffs is, like Anand said, it's more creating domestic inflation and fanning the flames of inflation, which is going to lead more problems for the Fed. Because the Fed is already struggling with the mandate of job and increasing jobs. And now with this latest round of tariffs and inflation again looking like going to spike because it was already spiking, being stubborn and not going past 2.9 and climbing higher, this is going to even push this number higher. So we have an interesting few weeks leading up as we get into Thanksgiving and we get closer to the Christmas holidays. Do remember, the Western world is historically known during the time between Thanksgiving to New Year's to literally close shop and shut down, and they all go on a holiday during their entire time. So this time is going to be very interesting. Can the Americans and the Western countries afford to take a long break and be sleeping even more during this period of time is something curious to wonder. Because if Trump ratchets up this kind of pressure and they go on a break, the rest of the world will be still working. And when by the time the Americans come, the numbers could be astonishing where inflation is.
The Americans will always be there. The Americans will be trading. Only thing, the retail market will be cut out.
Correct.
But this is not going to go in well. And unless Trump, Putin and Xi Jinping really make up, gold is not coming anytime soon.
Correct. And the prospects of them making up seem very,
very, very rare.
very rare right now, just as much as the rare earths are. I would say it's like how Trump says 70% is controlled by the Chinese. Even the making a part here, 70% is controlled by the Chinese. And it's all depends on the Chinese if they require to make up with Americans or not.
Thank you for watching Berich. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, kindly hit the like button for this video and subscribe to our channel. Turn on the bell notification and we'll soon be back. Once again, I thank you for your support for Berich.
Thank you.
Thank you.